Good morning, dear students.
Good morning, sir.
Hope everything is fine with you.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Having discussed the characters of animal form, let us now discuss summary of animal form. Okay. Yeah. In fact, I have discussed the characters first so that you know who is who plays what role in the novel animal form. Now it will be easier for you to understand the summary now. Okay. So that's why I have not even removed the characters from the board here, so that you can easily like locate or you can connect while I tell you the summary of the novel. Okay, shall we begin?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so this is a novel by, come on,
George Orwell.
George Orwell. Right, very good. So it's a novella by George Orwell. The story is in allegory. Okay, what's the genre of this story? It's a political allegory. Okay, yeah. So what does the writer do here? Writer uses fictional characters and events to describe some subject by suggestive resemblances. There are some similarities, there are some parallels with actual characters, the real life political characters and events. Hmm? The events that you come across, or the political characters that you have in the real life, they have some connection with the characters in the novel. That's why what is it called? It's called a political allegory. Okay, and it is also a fable. It's a tale with moral, having animals as characters. Is it fine?
Yes, sir.
And it is based on, I told you, Joseph Stalin's betrayal of the revolution. Which revolution I am talking about?
Russian Revolution.
Russian Revolution. Very good. So it's based on Joseph Stalin's betrayal of the Russian Revolution. Very good. So what is it? It's a satirical fable. And what is a fable? Come on.
Which has animal characters.
Okay. And besides that, there's something more to it.
It has a moral.
It has a moral. Yeah. It has a moral. Can you name one or two yes fables? Like Aesop's fable. Come on.
Jungle Book.
Jungle Book by who wrote it?
Rudyard Kipling.
Please come again.
Rudyard Kipling.
No. Rudyard Kipling. Okay, Kipling. It's not Kipling. 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 Rudyard Kipling's Jungle Book. And who is the main character there? You must have watched it on television.
Mowgli.
Mowgli is the main character. Very good. And yeah, besides, what tales have you read? What fables, I mean?
Panchtantra.
Panchtantra. Very good. Very good. Very nice. But this animal form, this novel, is set on a typical English form, you may say, called as manner form. Very good. So you remember the details. So Orwell employs here a third person narrator, okay, who reports events without connecting on them directly. Is it not? We have discussed all these things. I'm just, I just want you to recall those, locate them there in your mind, so that you can easily understand. Yes. So it was written during World War II. That you may say that it was written in, like, it was completed in 1944 and it was published in the year 1945. Okay, so it is about a group of farm animals who rebel against their farm owner. Come on, fast.
Jones.
Mr. Jones. Very good. So they hope to create a place where the animals can be equal, free, and happy. So what do we notice in the end? They are. What happens? What is the end? How does the novel end? Does it happen? Do they have a place where they have equality, where they have freedom, where they are all delighted, happy? Are they joyous at the end of the novel? Do you see that they exist equality? All animals are equal. Are they? No, they are not. Okay. So the slogan has been changed. The last line, last commandment, all animals are equal, it is changed. And what is it now? All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. This is what? Okay. All animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. So, you remember the details? Shall we begin the summary then?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please do. Yeah. So, yes. I hope you remember all the commandments?
Yes, sir.
Okay, good. So, what is the setting of the story? Where does a novel? Where does the setting take place? What is the setting? Where does a novel take place?
Manor farm.
Manor farm. Very good. Very good. Be attentive on the manor farm, and who a venerable, a respected male boar, old major gathers the animal for a meeting and inspires them to revolt. How does it begin? Like this is how it begins. What do we see? We see that old major sees a dream and he collects all the animal. He calls a meeting, you may say, and inspires them to revolt, instigate them to revolt, to have a revolution against. He wants them to revolt against
Mr. Jones.
Mr. Jones. Very good. He tells the animals that human beings are the sole reason that no animal in England is free. Because the setting is in England. So the manor farm, where does manor farm like situated? It is situated in England. Okay, so that's why you may say the setting is England. Say broadly, if you talk, on broader terms. So what does he say? No animal in England is free. That means all are slaves, and they are slaves to whom? The man, the humans, and that the life of animal is a misery and slavery. This is what he says to the animals who gather there for the meeting. Okay, he urges the animals to prepare for the day when the rebellion will come and they can make his vision a reality. Is it not?
Yes.
So this is a speech, full of fervor. Okay, he he fills the animals with a feeling of gusto, enthusiasm. So, but what happens? 3 days later, old major dies. He himself dies, but he ignites the flame of revolution before dying. The pigs, who are the cleverest and the wisest animals on the farm, follow his instructions and prepare for rebellion. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and like who are the two pigs who lead the animal farm after old Major's death?
Snowball and Napoleon.
Snowball and Napoleon, very good. And what do? They follow the teachings of Snowball. They follow the teachings of old Major, and they spread the teachings of old Major among other animals of the farm too. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So, but what do we see? They were not expecting a rebellion, but the rebellion takes place much sooner than the animals had thought of. 3 months after old Major dies, Mr. Jones, manor farm's owner, gets drunk and forgets to feed the animals. This was the flaw. This is the you may say this resulted in the doom of Mr. Jones. This was his tragic flaw in a sense. What was his tragic flaw? What was his tragic weakness that became responsible for his doom? His habit of drinking, that he was given to drinking. Is it not?
Yes, sir.
So, do you remember this or not? So 3 months after old Major dies, Mr. Jones, manor farm's owner, gets drunk and forgets to feed the animals. Right? He comes back late at night and goes to sleep. He doesn't remember that the animals of the farm have been hungry all along throughout the day. The animals get angry, resultantly, and revolt against Mr. Jones. What do? They expel Jones from the farm and dispose of his tools, which they see as instruments of oppression. Okay, they not only say excommunicate or say throw out Mr. Jones, but they also burn the belongings of Mr. Jones. They set them ablaze. But one thing they retain. What is that? The farmhouse, the house where Mr. Jones resided. Okay, stayed, lived. That they retain, and like they in fact keep it as a museum, you may say. Is it not? As a museum. So, now, I'll be asking you, be ready, I'll be asking you commandments whether you remember or not. Okay, Snowball reduces the teachings of Old Major because, Old Major gives a very long speech. Okay, that was full of fervor. And he wants to arouse, he aroused, in fact, his fellow animals to have a revolution against the human beings, or say the man, or here particularly Mr. Jones. But this was difficult to remember the entire speech, okay, the gist of the entire speech. So what does Snowball do? He reduces the teachings of Old Major into 7 commandments. How many commandments?
7.
7 commandments, which can be called as, say, principles of animalism, or which come to be known as principles of animalism. Do you remember?
Yes, sir.
And they are, okay, let me check whether you remember or not. The first one, I'm writing it again so that you may recall. Yes. Come on.
Whatever goes upon
Whatever goes upon, very good. You begin well. Yes, whatever goes upon.
2 legs is an enemy.
Very nice, very good. Very nice. Whatever goes upon 2 legs is an enemy. Very nice. Beautiful. You remember the first commandment. Do you also remember the second commandment? Tell me. Yes?
Yes, sir.
Okay, what was it?
Whatever goes upon 4 legs.
Okay, very good. Very nice. Whatever goes upon 4 legs
Or has wings.
or has wings. This clause, or has wings, was added later on because birds said, well, how about us? We too have 2 legs. Are we enemies? We are not enemies. So this clause, the later one was added afterwards. Whatever goes upon 4 legs or has wings is what?
Is a friend.
Is a friend. Very good. Is a comrade. He calls them comrade. John. Yeah. Yes. Very nice. Very nice. Okay, good. Yes, which is the third one?
No animal shall wear clothes.
No animal shall wear clothes. Very good. No animal shall wear. And I want all the students to remember these commandments because they are the backbone of this novel. Okay, formation and violation of these 7 commandments, you may say, is a backbone of the novel. This is the main thing. No animal shall wear clothes. Good. No animal shall wear clothes. Why was it forbidden? Why was wearing clothes forbidden? Tell me.
Because humans wear clothes.
Because humans wear clothes and they did not want to behave like humans. Okay, they did not want to have anything what humans do. Very good. Yeah, now it's easier. Yes, to remember. Yeah, do you remember?
No animal shall sleep in bed.
No animal shall sleep in bed. Very good. No animal shall sleep in bed. And who sleeps in bed?
Humans.
Humans do. Okay. No animal shall sleep in bed. Does it exist throughout the novel? Like even at the end of the novel, do we have the commandment existing? No animal shall sleep in bed?
No.
No. Who starts sleeping in bed?
The pigs.
The pigs start sleeping in bed. Okay, very nice. Have they also started wearing clothes? Yes, they have started wearing clothes. Like, Napoleon wears Mr. Jones's suit. Good. Okay. And next one?
No
Yes.
animal shall drink alcohol.
Okay, no animal shall drink alcohol. No animal. Good. No animal shall drink. So they remain teetotalers till the end, or they started drinking alcohol?
They started drinking alcohol.
Yeah. Good. And what was their favorite drink?
Whiskey.
Whiskey. Very good, very nice. And they got a lot of whiskey, like how did they manage whiskey there on their farm, animal farm? They sold something important. Okay, who did they sell?
Boxer.
Boxer. Very good. They sold the boxer to the horse
Slaughterer.
slaughterer. Very good. Yes. Next. Very good. I'm really happy that you remember the details.
No animal shall kill any other animal.
Very nice. Very nice. Beautiful. No animal shall kill any other animal. Any other animal. Do they abide by this rule? Do they adhere to it? That no animal shall kill any other animal. This is a good principle. Do they? Do they not kill anyone there on the farm?
No.
No, they do.
They do.
Who were killed or massacred? Remember?
The hens,
Hens were killed. Why were they killed?
because they revolted.
They revolted against Napoleon's decision of what? Of come on. No, Napoleon wanted to sell their eggs,
Yes.
right? Because there was shortage of food, and he wanted to sell their eggs. That is why they revolted against this decision of Napoleon. As a result, they were killed by the ferocious dog. Okay, yeah. The last one, this one is the most important. The most important. Okay, and yes, what is it?
All animals are equal.
Very good, very good. This is the most important one. Last, though not the least. Last but not the least. All animals are equal. All animals are equal. Yeah, this one is the last one. All animals are equal. In fact, they had this revolution because they wanted to have a feeling of equality. They wanted to have a feeling of fraternity. They wanted to have a feeling of liberty, sense of liberty. But towards the end, we see they didn't have neither liberty nor say equality and what fraternity. You may say brotherhood. What does fraternity mean? Although like this is the slogan that I'm talking about: equality, fraternity, and liberty. This is associated with the French Revolution. Okay, French Revolution. But here also it holds good. Why? Because Old Major had seen a dream, and this dream was about the time when the animals would be free and they won't be slave to anyone, and they will have a rule of their own. They will have equality, fraternity, and liberty. Okay, so this is the most important commandment. This is the last one, and this epitomizes the entire theme of, you may say, the novel. Yeah, that's good. But like as a novel moves forward, as it progresses, we find that all these commandments are broken, violated. They are all violated. Whatever goes upon two legs is an enemy. But what do we see towards the end of the novel? We see Napoleon and other pigs walking on two legs. This was violated. Whatever goes upon four legs or has wings is a friend. It was not so. All animals were not considered friend. Had they been considered friend, they would not have been killed. Okay, but they were killed, and they were not treated well. They were treated like slaves, as they were treated during Mr. Jones's time. And no animal shall wear clothes. This too was violated. They started wearing clothes. No animal shall sleep in bed. Pigs started sleeping in bed. They moved into the farmhouse of Mr. Jones, and they started sleeping in bed. No animal shall drink alcohol. They were in fact very, very fond of alcohol. They started drinking whiskey. No animal shall kill any other. They did kill. They did kill. This too was violated, and all animals are equal. Yes, they said all animals are equal, but some animals are more equal than others. So